Okay, today is March 12th, 2018 for the regular council, village council meeting, 6 p.m. for the village of Stryker. Tonight, leading us in prayer is village administrator Alan Reedsucker.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless these village officials this evening as decisions and discussion is made. Be with each and every one of us, that we better the village. In your name I pray. Amen.
Thank you. And tonight, leading us in the pledge is Mr. Roger Wheeland, a Vietnam Army veteran.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you both. Appreciate it. Roll call.
Armstrong?
Yeah.
Oberlin?
Yes.
Levin?
Yes.
Sterling?
Yes.
Cameron? Yes. Tompkins?
Yes.
Leads us into the prior minutes from 2/19/2018. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion to accept.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Oberlin?
Yes.
Levin?
Yes.
Sterling?
Yes.
Cameron?
Yes.
Tompkins?
Yes.
Armstrong?
Leads us in the finance report of 3/9/2018. Before we do any of that, Beth, do you have anything for them to explain? And then after that, if the council has any questions for Beth.
Our expenses since last council meeting was $73,603. Our revenue was $119,911. We got property tax in. She was a big chunk there. So we're to the good, $46,308. We did, as we said last meeting, order a new truck, so we're taking that part out of general, which is the tax money, part out of water, and part out of sewer. So,
Okay, any questions for Beth? Is there a motion to accept the finance report as of 3/9/2018?
I'll move the finance report of 3/9/18.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
And roll call.
Levin,
Yes.
Spurling,
Yes.
Cameron,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong.
Yes.
Next is the communications from OAPT, that has a different acronym for what I know it as. So Beth, go ahead and talk to us about that scholarship.
I'm applying to go in June to the Ohio Association of Public Treasurers training at Kalahari. It's, the scholarship's for $285. It covers the cost of the class. And then I'll be sharing a room with Holiday City's village clerk. So I just need your guys' okay saying you support me applying for the scholarship.
Did you need a motion on that?
Really,
I don't remember how we said that before.
Signed it.
yeah, it won't hurt if you would do a motion for the minutes.
Okay. Does someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the
OAPT scholarship.
OAPT scholarship for Beth for finance training.
Second? Second that. And roll call.
Spurling,
Yes.
Cameron,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Oberlin,
Yes.
and Blevins.
Yes. Leads us into the citizens. We have village solicitor and Brian Tynes with us tonight. Committee reports, we did not have any over the last period, and any old business. You guys want to discuss anything in this, or do you want to hit it on reports? Okay. Legislation, we also had none. Now it goes into village officials.
Okay.
It's all yours, Mr. Administrator.
As you noticed, the Norfolk and Southern Railroad crossing has been tore out by them, and we've been on them to try to keep it smooth, but with being the cold weather, they cannot get hot mix to do the finished job for the asphalt, so just bear with everybody, so get through this till they can get it hot mixed.
What did they have where they had to tear it up?
They were replaced 2 rails that were broken, cracked. 2 of the land bank houses have been cleaned up. There's a third one at 213 West Church that has, the land bank board has not decided on what they're gonna do with it yet. They said it's too good to tear down. So if anyone is interested in purchasing it, they would sell it as is or repair it, remodel it up to codes, and then sell it. So that's an option, and if anybody's interested, they need to contact Vicki Grimm.
And that's the one that has a basement in it? It's a modular
Yes,
home sitting on a
it's
basement?
modular, sitting on a basement. It's been vacant for a number of years. Yes, yes. April 1st, the week of April 1st, our compost dumpster will be delivered on site right behind the village hall for yard waste only. No brush, the brush will be picked up as usual along curbside. And does anybody have any questions?
Do you want to talk, you or Beth, either one of you, want to talk about what the plan is for the 2 properties that the houses were taken down and cleared, as far as some of the process there? Do you want to elaborate?
We met with Todd Burkholder, and the theory, their rules is if we were to maintain them mowing for 3 years, they could give us the lots. They could give us $400 a year towards mowing per lot. So I told him I believe we would be in favor of that. He's looking to see, he isn't 100% sure of all the rules yet on giving it to the village. He said there is a provision in there that says if someone could, if we had an economic development person that could do something within a year, they may be able to give it to us sooner, but you'd have to be able to have a building reconstructed in a year, and that's kind of a crunch in all the legalities of turning it over and having something on it. So he's not really sure about all that. There's kind of still working on that. They haven't turned anything over to villages yet. They have an agreement with Montpelier though, when they tear things down, that they will mow it and then turn it over. So that's kind of what, we're working on that process to see what we can do to get the vacant lots turned to us and possibly put housing on.
One of the biggest things that we're looking at, or that we want, we don't really care who owns it up front. We just want to get a house on there, if at all possible, if it makes sense. Now, if a lot is too small and then it's not feasible, I mean, why put a house on something that's going to be crammed? But in both of these, it's a situation where we want homes to come back. So they've been working with the land bank to figure out which is the best avenue to take. Are they 100% sure? Not right now. They're still in their infancy, so to speak, as far as us going through and doing that as a Williams County, but there are some options there. So that's why we're uncertain, but definitely want to go through and put homes, if we can, back in this area. So that was the 2. The other one that Alan was talking about is the house is in nice enough shape where it can be rehabbed or flipped, so to speak. So if someone was interested in it, and you just had that meeting last week, Thursday?
Yes.
Something like that, Wednesday, Thursday, where someone could come in, purchase that, get it upgraded, or they will look at getting someone to do it for us. But if we can get a permanent family in there, that would be awesome. So that's why there's some uncertainty. Okay, with that, go ahead.
There's one other,
Yep.
couple other things, I guess. As far as the sidewalk project for this summer, They're, the engineers are getting bids around for beginning the project, so
You wanna say where those are at?
that is on East Curtis Street, from Defiance Street to Maple Street. And also, another thing on water line, Jones and Henry, water line underneath the railroad, they will be getting bids around, what was it, June to July, for
Bids around for that.
starting the project in late summer.
Okay.
So
And where exactly under the tracks is that?
that is behind the car wash, going underneath to behind the antique store.
Okay. So pretty minimal amount
Yeah,
that you would
it's,
see.
you know, a couple 100 feet.
Okay, any other questions for Alan? All right, thank you, sir. Chief?
It's very fashionable. You know, they're starting to make these in China now. Yeah, they're rapidly sold out. Unemployed. I think it took like 200 or 300 jobs away from Fort Wayne, just FYI.
Oh, they have a really good,
I know you do.
not as big as the GM building across the road.
Yeah. All right, so, Keith Hope, he's actually working right now. So we got him on the schedule. He's good to go, he's ready. Like I said, he's working now, he's got an arrest under his belt already, and so yeah, we're extremely pleased on where he's at and how he's come along in a short amount of time that truly that he's been on FTO. As far as Chris goes, we're waiting, kind of waiting to see when he's going to be done with his dog warden training in Paulding County. So shouldn't be too much longer, but like I said, I'd like to get him going, and by late April or so, and maybe have him ready by maybe hopefully around June schedule or so, or even May. So we'll see how he goes. But as far as stats and events, see, we had 56 calls for service in that month. 13 traffic warnings, 3 traffic citations, and 3 adult arrests. Any questions on that?
How's Phil and his family doing?
They're doing fantastic. I wouldn't say completely healed, but they're doing all right. So Steve Mendez went down to Westerville for the officers' funerals down there. We got a couple of really nice cards. Just this one is from Chrissy Eschenbaugh, who is part of the McVeigh Elementary School. And she writes, "Dear Stryker Police Department, the teachers of Westerville City Schools would like to extend a sincere thank you for your support as we continue to grieve the loss of Officer Uring and Officer Morelli. Your visit to our community was appreciated. We are grateful for your presence and participation in the procession as we celebrated the lives of these 2 heroic police officers. Westerville strong, Chrissy Essenbaugh." So I thought that was pretty nice. Then we got another one. Sergeant Mendez, "My family and I would like to personally thank you for participating in the Westerville Police Memorial Procession honoring our fallen officers. We were especially touched by the outpouring of support, and in particular the Stryker Police. I was honored and proud to see my hometown represented down here in Westerville. Thanks for your support and all that you do. Sincerely, Kobe Mueller," or Bozer and family. So obviously that's Patsy's daughter. So I thought that was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. I got a response. It was that night
Yeah.
about saying, basically from Kobe saying
Yeah.
thank you. So that was kind of nice. So, Anything for Chief?
We had an unfortunate mishap on Sunday morning. Lieutenant Williams was in the school parking lot talking to a deputy, and he went to leave and he sideswiped a utility pole with our brand new car. And it is over at Auto Images right now. So, yeah. Things like that happen. I can't say that I've never done it because I have.
Me too. It's always embarrassing.
Yeah, yeah, he
You
was.
can fix.
And then to put it on film.
Yeah, he was pretty shook up that morning, and I think he just wanted to go crawl in a hole somewhere. And
Wait till I see him.
I can show you pictures.
Tails between the landing gears are pointed back a little.
So, yeah. Yeah, luckily I was on my way to church. And, so, I really couldn't react the way I wanted to.
I'll pray for you, Jordan. I'll pray for you.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Yeah, that's it.
The other thing, and I'll do this one, I guess I should have done on communications earlier, before we go into the executive. With the executive, we're not gonna have anything come out of that. Williams County Pork Producers, they went through and they are hosting a chicken dinner in May, with a silent auction that's there at the fairground. So that came in, as well as some Growing Ohio stuff if you're interested in looking at that. That's going to take us into the executive session for possible litigation. That would be the council, Katie, and then Village Beth. You know, our fiscal officer for that. So is there a motion to go into executive session for possible litigation? And a second?
It's in the right, it's in the right.
Nice, isn't it?
And roll call.
Cameron,
Yes.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong, Overland,
Yes.
Blevins,
Yes.
Sperling.
Yes.
All right, grab the camera. Appreciate you coming.
We're on.
Okay, we're on. Looking for a motion to come out of executive session. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to come out of executive session.
Is there a second? And you'll see that we're missing one. I got a call going to the hospital for labor of a grandchild. So that's a good reason to just be able to miss a meeting, the final part of the meeting. Okay, roll call, Beth.
Tompkins,
Yes.
Armstrong,
Yes.
Overland,
Yes.
Blevins,
Yes.
Sperling.
Yes.
Okay, with that, we'll go around the table for any other items that you may have. So we will start here on my right.
I've been thinking about different things, for improvements around town. And we've talked a lot about grants and things, so I didn't know if there was anything that could help us improve that south end that you wanted to develop or something. If there's anything in there that could help us get some of that accomplished.
The 30-acre portion.
Yeah, through a grant or.
I'm actually, was contacted by WEDCO, Matt Davis, and there's a thing that's called a SEDS project list. It's like a big wish list, basically, for federal grant money. It's what Pioneer got for industrial drive, for their industrial drive, and I am going to fill that out for, the development of that land and throw on water, sewer, lift station, road. I mean, you pilot for as much as I can get engineering estimates for, I'm gonna put in there, to make it developable, because we need all that to get it on the Ohio site listing, shovel ready. like, I think you've probably seen in a paper like Brian just did.
Yeah.
Well, we need to have all that first to do what Brian did. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's the only, there is no state money for economic development. There's no grant to develop it. You have to have a separate entity or agreement to do that, so. But I can work on that paper and start.
Good question, good question.
Just a couple old things, following up on our north of town here to see, I see the stuff is still there, so I'm guessing we're still in that state of, we don't know.
We're working on it. We're actually in the process of probably, I don't know if I can even say that, and we're working on.
It's in
working
our
on it.
solicitor's
Yeah.
hands right now.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
All right, and then I just wondered if we had heard anything more. I think Eric Short, when he was here, he talked about those buildings. Have we heard anything back more from him?
That was not going to fly in that location.
Okay. So other than that, no, I don't have anything else this time.
Bob?
I will pass to Rex on the Summerfest since you brought the question forth.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people come to me and asking about if there's gonna be a Summerfest. Is there a date? Can I go?
I was thinking that the fire department led that venture with the help of community members. We can go through and do something joint. I think it had to go through them because of the 50 nonprofit or something. So that's something, let me dig into that. I'll see if I can't get that ball moving. I know there was many volunteers outside of both entities, which was really nice.
Well, I think the Heritage Club is kind of leaning towards, if this happens, they'll do the parade again, they're in charge of that, so. They're the ones, one of them that had asked me, so
Okay.
I think they'll be willing to do the parade thing.
Yeah, I can go through and see if we can get that rolling.
You want to touch base with Nate Johnson to check with the school. I talked to him back quite a while ago, actually. They were setting the dates for the 2018 start of school in the fall. And
That should already be out.
yeah, it looks like that's the 16th. It's a Thursday, 8/16. Although I will say that when he gave me these dates, the school board had not met and approved them, so I don't want to say it's cast in stone.
August or September?
Was that August 16th?
So
So,
get much of a summer.
no, so typically, we try to find a date that we figured that everybody's vacation was already done, so I don't know if
Okay.
that would be the Saturday after start of school. But then he tossed in another thing and said the alumni group is thinking of, rather than have the alumni banquet on Memorial Day as typical, of having it in the fall for the first home varsity football game that's been around forever and ever. I guess it's been many decades since there's been a varsity football game played in Stryker, so. He said there was talk by the alumni group that they were going to have their big annual thing on that weekend. So once again, that could make that the weekend of choice, whenever that may be.
Okay. And then I'll get with Mr. Johnson as well as find out who, I remember there was a couple of people that were kind of reading it from the fire department side. I'll check on
Yeah.
those names as well afterwards.
He'd touch, I guess,
Katie Lee led a lot last year.
yeah.
By
Katie-
default.
Yeah, by
Yeah,
default.
by default.
She's always dependable. They've recently purchased another house. They're still in town, but they're moving, so I know that they're just tied up right now,
Okay.
moving boxes, unboxing stuff.
Okay. Okay. Like that. Anything else? Okay. Okay.
It's gonna be warm someday.
We can hope.
Okay. So with that, look for oh, sorry, do you have anything?
Just one other thing I thought of when Ellen was talking about projects. We did sign to go ahead and accept NatureWorks in 2019, which would be the canoe lift down on Alice Street. And that was $33,000 and we got $16,706
So
towards it.
close to 50/50.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we were able to push it from this year into
To next,
to
yeah, I asked to push it to next because of doing the sidewalk and the water line, and I don't want to commit for too much funding in 1 year.
Yeah. So, continuous improvement, which is great. Continue to look at things as you go through town, in different ways to keep Stryker small, but yet keep it strong. So continue to look at those. Kate, anything for us? before we go? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
Almost, almost.
Going backwards.
Going backwards.
Yeah.
We're not that far from giving thought to Christmas decorations. You mentioned looking around town, looking at stuff. I know the tree lighting is great. We've got trees in our little green space uptown. I think last year we bantered some ideas about whether to light one or two of them.
So we did talk about that.
Yeah, so feel free to start looking at the catalogs and whatnot, because I know we have to make a decision and book our decorations by early summer.
The Christmas decoration guys did say they felt our tree was probably only gonna make it maybe another year or two, that it's gonna be too bad to put lights on
Oh,
here.
okay.
They suggested it wouldn't hurt their feelings if in the future that tree was gone and we put a big waving Santa or something there. They even offered to do it for the same price. And then light the other trees.
We could always
Just
then
something to think
replace
about.
the tree with one that will eventually grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, we had a tree planting ceremony with the waving Santa to replace the fallen tree.
It was their
Yeah,
suggestion.
and we knew, looking at it, and we've talked about it here, that we're a little concerned about that longevity of that tree. We know that it's coming towards its end. Okay, real quick.
Has anybody heard, the young girl that's like put the banners up, the pole?
No, that was supposed to be spring, summer.
I could probably get with her
I
and
thought
stuff.
spring she was
Yeah, I never
So you want to go through and make that contact?
Yeah.
It hasn't happened.
Those will look nice. That'll be a huge benefit.
So I just found that for there in a second. I know she was going to put those up in
Yep.
spring, she said.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Second, third, and roll call?
Everybody's okay with the
All all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, camera. Thank you all.
Thank you.